Hey guys, so apparently I verified my YouTube account yesterday, and they said it takes 1 day to let you start streaming, and I guess that they didn't mean to the minute. So I'm just gonna record this and see if I'll just upload it. Hopefully, by the time that gets verified, I'll be able to upload a big video, and we'll see what we can do. So bear with me. I'm still new with all of this software. Very don't really know how to do anything too cool with any of it. So I'm jumping in here. This is just a free roll. So we're gonna be grinding micro stakes games, like extremely micro stakes games. Just for fun and just because I think a lot of people play those anyways. I know when I'm on playing online, there aren't a lot of really great reputable sites to play in anyways. So I don't really want to put a lot of money on here and just want to kind of splash around, have a little fun. So this is a free roll event, which is extremely different than one that involves money, and we're gonna get registered for um, some single table. Oh, it just went away. Some single table nine-handed sit and goes. 50 cent, 55 cent sit and goes. No big deal. We'll see if we can grind this thing up. If we're lucky and we run good, maybe over the course of these things we'll run it up to the bigger ones and see how high we can go. But for today, 55 cents it is. So here in the free roll, get registered for this guy. They start a new one. Yeah, they're all turbos because cheap tournaments are all turbos. Online tournaments are all turbos. No one wants to sit around all day, anyways. Come on. There we go. All right. Queen 5, free roll. Don't have a lot of chips. We're only going all in now. So the last hand in this free roll, I turned a royal flush draw, and big stack was just min betting into it. Not this guy, but the guy who was sitting there shipped it in pre-flop with like 7, 8 suited or something. Also kind of a short stack, and we missed. So we went from having about 4,000 to about 2,000. Blinds over here now 1-3. So we've got, what was that, about 6 big blinds, I think. Yeah. So we're definitely just going to be shipping it all in as soon as we have anything worth playing, or maybe if the odds are good enough. Um, let's see here. This I don't think is going to be important. Let me switch my table view so I can get multiple tables if I need them. All right. Yeah, also online, I don't really like the multi-table, especially since I haven't done the streaming thing before. So we'll just try and do one table. Once this free roll's over, we'll just go to one table. Oh, yeah, it's looking bad for tens. I've already seen quads twice in this free roll. I don't know. I've only cashed this thing once, but it's a free roll. Who cares? All right, queen 7, not good enough. Technically, we're 7-handed because these guys are asleep. So that's something to take into account. When the blinds are here, I've only got to get through these two guys, steal, so we can really open up a lot more when the blinds are in the guys who are away from their keyboard. Um, and when they're the ones who are behind me, that's 2 fewer people who are behind me. So it's only really 7 people at this table. All right, we're up to 5 here. That guy will fire up soon. Hopefully we'll either have a ton of chips or be knocked out of this free roll by then, and we won't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I don't know if there's really much by way of free roll strategy. Definitely not an expert at that. I'd say the only thing you can really do is in the early stages, you might as well just take hands like top pair, reasonable kicker, or just take your gambles in the beginning and try and get a stack, because there's a lot of people in the beginning of these free things that I mean, a lot of them register and they don't even show up to play ever. Like this person probably hasn't played a hand all tournament. So I mean, it's not much commitment. There's a lot of varying levels of interest in this thing, and obviously, people don't really have a whole lot of skills, and it's a hyper turbo, so you gotta get chips. Um, this bugs me when people take forever in hyper turbos. Even if they have a lot of chips at this table, there's still got a long way to go to make any money. There's 300 people left. And up top, I think the top prize isn't even that much. What's the top prize in this thing? 15 bucks for the free roll. I mean, it's not a big deal. A pair of tens, pair of kings. 10-7, still not good enough. Get out of there. 10-7 offsuit especially. Oh, one of them woke up. So I was playing an interesting session last night at Hollywood Park, out here in LA, Hollywood Park Casino, right by the airport. Oop, all right then. I'm not sure if I like the way they stack these tables. Let me see here. What does this do to the stream? All right. So down here, we're going to fold under the gun, 3-4. So single table sit and go fired. Yeah, it was playing an interesting session. Started out pretty slow. Ended up table was pretty splashy and loose, just like most of these LA cash games. So pretty fun, big swings. You know, bought in for 100 and then 200-ish. Ran it up to like 1200, down to 5, to like 7 or 8 before I ended up cashing out. Let's see up here we got Jacks versus Ace 9. Yeah, I don't know how many chips this guy had when he shipped, but all right, we really don't want to be focusing, splitting our attention here free roll in this sit and go for very long. So we're gonna find any excuse to ship it all in up top pretty soon. All right, so in these one table sit and goes, I tend to find that what is this? Oh, cool. I find that usually there's one or two people at the table that are a lot splashier and wilder than the rest. So typically someone gets knocked out, one or two people get knocked out very soon, and then everyone else, even if these, maybe it's especially these 50 centers and the smaller stakes, and I used to play these things on Poker Stars back when you could, up to, $5-10, and then even they were still really, really tight, which, is right at certain points in the tournament, but, at the beginning here, right when we're getting started, I'm not so sure that's quite right. Now, I have 7s, everyone limped around. This first guy's the only guy we're really concerned about, so let's go ahead and raise this up. You don't always have to raise this up, but it's early in the tournament, and, give us a good feel for the table. Hopefully no one stuffs. JB doesn't stuff. Anybody else we're not too worried about. Don't think they're going to stuff, and we don't think they're going to... Oh, I should have just stuffed up top. I have an open-ended straight draw up there. Yep, we're in. Oh, good, and we won down here. So looks like this whole table might be tending more towards the tight side, which is going to be pretty good overall for our strategy. Let's see if anyone up top has a flush to knock us out of this thing. I mean, we need to make a... Obviously, we need to make a straight in order to even have a chance, but... Come on, 2 of diamonds up top. Let's see what happens. I kind of just want to get knocked out. Oh, we're done. 5 high. All right. So now we don't have to worry about the free roll anymore. That's good. We relieved everybody, though, so that's fine. Totally fine with that. Fix this up a little bit. Jack 10 on the button. All right. It's not usually a good call. Got a lot of limpers here, but it's still very early. You're not going to get a chance to see a lot of flops to a raise in a sit and go and still be all right. So a chance to build a big stack early in a sit and go is pretty important, I think, because you can always just fire into the next one, and it's still quite early, and no one really has any kind of edge right now. Now this is nice, flopped open-ended, and everyone's checking around. I can't imagine what everybody limped in with. Ace X, all have Ace X's. It's a rainbow someone could be trapping, but still, 1, 2, 3 people limped into this thing. Big blind folded. Like, what do these guys all have? All right, we got to take a shot at it. I don't know what they could be trapping with for this long. Might get a call from a queen here, which sucks, and we missed, so now what do we do? I think we got to go for it again, even though it's not real believable, so that sucks. Because he could have had the same draw like us. Let's take a shot at it and see if we get called. If we do, well, that's life. So he could have had a draw like us, ace 10. He could have had ace 10. He could have had jack 9. Oh, 10-10. All right, that's an interesting call. He's made a lot of outs. 9s, jacks, and aces. He was the initial opener, I think. All right, 9-2, we're out. All right, I mean, it's still not too bad, though. Here, what do we have? 10, 13, 14. I kind of wish this site lets you do, automatic blind conversion. But yeah, we're still at 13, 14 blinds. I mean, see, blinds are about to go up. We'll have 10 bigs. So it's one double. We'll be all right. Wonder if we were supposed to go all in on that last hand. What was the pot? So we should have just bet the flop, pocket pair. You don't always have to bet that flop. It might be better than just starting to bet on the turn, though. Let's take a look. What was that pot? 11, 11. Yeah, I guess it could have just stuffed the river. Should have just stuffed the river. If I'm going to bet it there. Oh, 3 queens. Not bad. All right. 10-4 off. Nothing to do here. Hopefully we get another hand before we blind out. I mean, only got 2 hands to play so far. Yeah, and at 60, I mean, if we can get some folds, if we just get some limpers, a fair number of limpers happen at this table, get everybody to limp and fold twice, we'll be back at 1,000. So for these sit and goes, pretty standard. 9 people. Let's see which one of these. That's real close. That there's 9 people in the sit and go payouts. Top 3. Third place gets not quite double. Second place gets a little more than double. First place gets basically times 4. So most of your money is going to come from winning first place in these things. All right, so as the short stack, we really have no fear of anybody. We just need a hand. So another thing I've kind of found is in these micro sit and goes, people tend to be much less tricky and trappy than they are in a cash game. Tournaments in general, I feel like people tend to be a little less tricky and trappy than in cash games. Maybe when they're in the situation where it's one bet and they just can get all in, they'll try to be tricky once. But you know, other than flopping a set, people don't really slow play anything. So if the guy had a king or something, they almost 100% bet. Okay, well, we were going to consider this ace for a second, but facing a raise, definitely letting the ace deuce offsuit go. Fold equity's almost nil. The deuce is totally useless, and if they have any, aces were completely destroyed, and there's still people behind. Bet raise on this board. All in, so saying he's got overpair hearts. Eights, eights and eights. Look at that. Eights and eights. Interesting. Free roll with 8 of hearts. 4, 5. Well, if we had chips, it'd be a fun one to play. But so when you're short stacked or playing in a tournament, and you're really even at like 25 bigs or something, less than 30, I'd say. I mean, look at these suited connectors, and especially from early, you just can't play them. I mean, you really can't afford to call draws out of position, because when you miss, you never ever get to call and win. It's not worth putting your tournament on the line with a 5 high. I mean, you got a hard draw, but the bets come. You don't get to realize your equity very often. We would have made a flush here, but guy min bet the flop. What does that even mean? It's, I guess in the weaker tournaments you can go for it. Now for us, we were so short, there's definitely no way we could have called that. It's not something you want to be doing. Ha, 2 pair running. Because at the end of the day, you just have a 5 high. When you're short stack, you just got to get it all in and try and get heads up. And at that point, high cards are way more important than any kind of drawing capability you got. So having the connected and the suited cards, it makes your hand easier to play when you're deep stacked, when you're in position. Or none of those things without any chips here. It does stink. We're about to hit the blinds and we haven't gotten a hand to play yet though. Hopefully this hand doesn't take 25 seconds though and the blinds don't go up. That would be a disaster. It's looking like it's going to take a while though, especially with these people tanking. I really hate it when they tank. We really need someone to bet and get all the folds. I don't think we're going to make it under the time. No, it takes people so long. Yep, we're going to get hit with the blind change. That's really unfortunate. I also think it's pretty scummy if anybody does watch and try and game the blind changes with their clocks. You know, same thing live. I was watching one of the John Little video, and he was talking with Faraz, and he was talking about how Faraz had to stall his way into the money because he was so short, and he had to outstall the other tables. Now this would be a potential ship, but since I'm in the big, I might as well just check and see if I get anything. Ooh, this is tough. I have 2 overs and a gut shot. I think it's worth trying to steal the pot here. Hopefully no one has any pairs and no one with an ace wants to look me up. Like I said, I need to get chips, and next hand I'll be in for half already. With backdoor flush draw, over cards, and a gutter, that probably means we're super dead now. Spades is not good for us. We really need to hit a 7. That's not a spade. I mean, yeah, oh, they both had spades. How unlucky. The 9 instead. Alright, so we're out of that one. Let's sign to another one. So the hand where the guy had the 10s and got stubborn, it's an interesting one. We'll have to remember that. We should have stuffed it. I also should have just started betting on the flop if we're going to bet. Hey, ace queen to start this tournament. That is much, much better. Oh, someone's asking me about this non-stream. I got raised? Man, these early tournament hands are killing me. So in general, ace queen in a real situation is going to be a little more marginal than this. You're really not going to want to play that out of position. But this is a micro sit and go, and it's the first hand. You don't know people's ranges. Alright, they all checked, and now the worst card in the deck came. Alright, they're still checking, so we might actually be good here. Let's try and get a little value. Hope we don't get stuffed on by, like, you know, kings. Yep, worst card in the deck. Good check, Poker Stud. Worst card in the deck. Probably mess that hand up. Should probably lead the flop big. But Poker Stud calling in there with ace king is pretty unlikely too. Like, you're supposed to 3-bet that. He 3-bet with ace jack. Like, he played it bad. I played it fairly bad. Like, everyone played that hand bad except for his check on the turn. Everything else was just terrible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Yeah, we got backdoor hearts. Oh, we have a pair of 4s. How exciting. Yep, just checked. Still can't stream anything on the YouTube channel, so we'll stick with this little recording here. See if we can pull this out. Bet with the queens was pretty thin. I mean, for 30, I should probably call. Again, it's tough to get reads at these micro games, so there are some exploits, especially once it comes around the bubble. Once you get closer to the bubble in the money, or you have a decent stack. In the meantime, mostly you should probably just be playing pretty good, I guess. You try and play as exploitatively, or you should try and play as balanced, maybe tending a little more on the tight side as possible. Wow, that guy had tens. That was a weird hand for him to have tens with. So, yeah, he didn't raise it pre-flop. He didn't really bet the flop, and he barely bet the turn. So, make a note. When Nick Kotris raises, he's got it. Alright, it's a pretty good flop for us. I mean, if we had the button, we could do some more stuff, but out of position, and with these clubs, my spades, not loving betting here. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, paired boards are much better. Small paired boards are better for us, but thought I had a straight draw. Should probably read the board. Yeah. Min bets are annoying, but we don't have anything, and we're out of position against the world. So let's let it go. Got 20, almost 30 bigs for the next minute. 28 bigs for the next minute. Yeah, that flush is pretty good. They still weren't really shipping it in there. So people are being very, very, very conservative for the tournament life here. Alright, this guy's kind of low on chips. I don't really recommend this, but if Sitnik doesn't raise, let's get spicy here. He's kind of low on chips. We've only seen PokerStud play ace king so far. So yeah, let's get a little spicy and see what we can do. Don't want to raise too much or else Scott Milk's just going to jam. But let's see if we can get a couple of these hands out and be in a position to put some pressure. Ugh. Of course, the small blind decides to jam. That's just bad luck. Like I said, I don't really recommend this, but we do have the king blocker. 2 aces, kings, ace, king, and we're suited. We're very playable. The point was to get heads up, maybe get Got Milk to make a weak call, and just take the pot away from him on the flop. It's the only guy we can really put pressure on. But Chuck and Luck woke up with a hand. I'm guessing pocket, I don't know, queens, jacks, something like that. Just stuff it in there. Yeah, I think the most exploitative thing you can do with these sit and goes is you kind of pay attention to the people. They tend to show how they're going to play the whole tournament really quick. Some people just aren't going to play any hands except for going all in, and it could be any ace, could be any ace suited, could be any pair. You kind of just got to keep an eye out. There's a lot of hands just went in there. Queen 10 versus Jack King and King 10. Okay, King Jack did good there. That was an interesting hand. He's in for 60 as the big, huh? So now do I have 10? I still have 10. Ugh, that is an awkward one. If he doesn't call, this is a hand we could go all in with. Try and steal the blinds, get heads up with Peter Monk, who probably is worse than an ace since he's all in the dark. PokerStud's going for the raise. Let's see what that means. See if Got Milk calls this. He might have just been limping in trying to knock out Peter Monk. He folds. We flop a pair of threes. Oh, Poker Monk, sorry. Ace, Jack, nothing. Yeah, so that's kind of nonsensical. You have nothing and you bluffed out someone. I mean, I know we're nowhere near the bubble, but the side pot was about the same size as the pot. I don't know. That's kind of iffy. This is on the edge. So in general, I would say I should probably fold this. I don't think it's worth shipping. Not over call. These tournaments are so weak. I really think I can afford to peel one flop, though. I don't think the odds of getting raised are good unless someone has, you know, a really good ace or a decent pair. Okay, not a good flop, though. And some min raises are the worst, but we have no back doors. Just trying to hit a pair. All right, so we got 10 big blinds, 11 big blinds. Let's see if we can get something. See if we can make something happen here. All right. Guess we had a backdoor. It was that. And we did not hit it. And now everyone's checking. Yeah, so Nick made that min bet before with the tens, remember? So he could have almost anything here. Jack 7, yeah. Top pair seemed the most likely thing. And these guys both called with random 8s. 6-8, is that even a thing? And that's why you don't make min bets. You got top pair, you got called by 6-8. Was that a straight draw? By 6-8 and queen 8. Queen 8 of spades, is that just 2 overcards? I think that might have been just 2 overcards. That's just pretty ambitious. Oh, now he goes all in. He's had enough. What do you do? He just get tilted from the overcards calling. Got called by Chuck. King 7. Why do you call it King 7? Queens. Nope, did not get tilted. So 10s he limps, min bets his overpair. Queens he'll just ship, and Chuck decides to call with King 7. This is a disaster. I don't know what he was thinking. All right, Sick Nick has been sleeping. See if he decides to play. All right, this is good enough. Let's hope we steal the blinds or get a double. Back over here. Oh, someone called us. 2 people called us. All right. Oh, of course. Oh, hey, we made it straight. All right, that's what you get for calling King 10. Snap calls with King 10. What the heck? All right, this is actually a raise as well. We're at 7-handed, and we don't have to go all in. Especially to a position on these guys. Oh, this is great. Small bet. Let's see if we win it with that. Small bet definitely should be able to get a steal through. What are you thinking about so hard, Sick Nick? Alright, we're still going to raise because I hate min raises. What? Okay, so shut it down, we quit, unless one more club comes. There's a chance we could ship it here, but you know, 1,000 chips is enough. Okay, now we will actually bet. Never mind. Yeah, God, this is the kind of stuff you see. A bet, a repop, you shouldn't be calling. Your hand's good enough to raise, or you should fold, and if you didn't, then you better have the nuts when that club comes. There's just not a hand that wants to just cold call there. Alright, let's see if we flop anything. Well, we flopped a draw. Maybe we can hit it and surprise someone. Why? These min bets are the worst. If I had more chips, we'd be raising him. Gotta protect our stack, though. And 7 high is not a good one to go to war with, especially since we just saw them play and call, which is total trash. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out if this guy actually had a draw. This other hand. Oh, is this even the right hand? Yeah, 8. Alright, 6-8's fine, but 8 queen of spades? No, sir. Okay, Poker Monk is high card, or no. Sick Nick had a pair. 6, so he flopped top pair with 6-7, and he limped 6-7 in the blind. 5-6, not interested. So no one's really built a big stack here. Nick got his double up here, but that's not enough to get him into the money with his queens. Nobody else really has chips. We're all sitting around 1,000 to 2,000. Like these stacks aren't much. So it's playing pretty tight. Given how tight it's playing today, I should probably try and make smaller moves than what I had been with the ace queen and whatnot. Definitely don't want to be making thin value bets against these guys, I don't think. I mean, the 10s, maybe that guy. People do get stubborn when they start with a decent pocket pair, though. They really feel entitled like it's supposed to win. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I really had the only draw that I'm going to bet with against those 10s. And he had 2 10s, so I shouldn't even have that. But I don't know what he was thinking. Up 10 and a jack. And that knocks them out. 7-9 against just one big who's shown himself to be pretty tight. Got milk so bad. I just have no chips. I mean, we have 10 bigs. If we had some chips to play with, these guys have been shown to be really weak. But without chips, you have to have the cards. You need to be able to show down if you can't put any pressure on anyone. Poker stud, Mr. Ace King himself. Ooh, it's a pretty good win. Alright, Alright, so I'm still the short stack here. These three are starting to accumulate. Yeah, you see this a lot too. I mean, I don't mind limping in the middle stages when the stacks are interesting, especially if the table is extremely loose, but from early I don't really love it. Limping a little later would be alright, depending on the stacks. Like, you just don't want to raise and get shipped on. But, you know, in this kind of tournament, people tend to ship, even if the pot's not really worth it. Guy just shipped 16 bigs. Yeah, we're all getting in there. Really, someone should be going all in a lot. A gutter and the worst flush draw. That's what I could have had. Not real exciting. Oh, we hit the straight and the flush. How lucky. If our cards were reversed, it would have been exciting. What are you thinking, man? You got no diamond or you got a small one? Letting it go. Alright, well that's good enough. Here's hoping nobody has anything. Six-handed, ace-8, 10 bigs, ace-8 suited, good enough. We'll take it, survive another round. Well, here's hoping they play stupid and limp it around me again, so we can see a flop. I'll also take a walk. Nothing wrong with a walk. Hey, give me a walk, Sick Nick. I mean, good stuff. He'll probably fold, but let's just see a flop. Hey, he's checking instead of min betting? Alright, I think he won. Yeah. What? And you limped ace-9? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, Sick Nick clearly is only thinking in terms of the amount of chips and not pot, not any of that kind of stuff. Obviously, Queen 10 suited in the small is plenty good to ship. This is really close. The fact that these guys have the chips, maybe if blah blah was in here, I would think about it more. But all right, Sick Nick, we got to get him. He's not doing it right. It's a hand you should be trying to get me out of a lot earlier. It's another one we could have thought of shipping him with. But we had a limper. And we got a razor, so thank you for limping, Got Milk. Unless my 2 would have won. Maybe PokerStud is ace queen and my 2 would have won. Never know. I wish I could just hit a pair on Sick Nick. I can't get anything on him. Haven't flopped even a real draw. Not a single thing. Obviously, in a turbo single table, you gotta get some hands. Sure makes it easier. You double. You get that early double. Nick's almost blinded his way back down to the rest of us, though. Alright. Here's hoping someone has ace-10 and we win. Okay, got Milks in. King 3, there's my queen, so no king. No king, and we get the double. Alright, we got the double. King 3, that's pretty marginal, not even suited. Yeah, I mean, we're all low on chips, but alright, so Got Milk, I would expect to ship here. Unless his hand's just trash. What? Batman could be calling with anything. He called with 10s before, so we're not going to be pushing these guys around on... Usually it'd be a good squeeze. It'd be a very good squeeze. I don't trust Mr. Nick. We have a pair. See if Got Milk goes all in here. I'm not a fan of what's happening here. Alright, I'm now more of a fan. Hey, we finally got him. I know we got lucky, but we were just making sure Got Milk didn't win that hand. Ace-3 is good enough. I think we're going to raise up PokerStud and see if we can steal his blind. Just like that, we got some chips. Well, just took a double and hitting trips. And a guy kept betting into the flush. And I think an over. Alright. There's my ace, and he's got a heart draw. We're no 10? We're good. Ace good. Alright. There's 5 of us left. 2 more have to go before we're in the money. We're second in chips, but these guys are not short, so we still got a lot of work to do. At this point is when we start putting pressure on Nick Coutreuse, because he's shown himself to be quite tight today. I've seen him play queens and tens, and that's about it. He ships occasionally, which is scary, so. But since he has a lot of chips, I'll hope he's just going to fold. So Nick has been playing quite tight today. Hopefully he doesn't shift his strategy at the end, which is actually kind of sort of the opposite of what you should do. He does also have the third in chips, so I wouldn't expect him to want to tussle too much. Plus, I don't think I've really played a lot of hands either. Yep. So at this point, stealing blinds is amazing. I'm going to call with position on Sick Nick and hope this guy doesn't go for the squeeze. Okay, no squeezes. We're going to see a flop. So, this is the kind of hand. Alright, never mind. This is kind of like, these are all clubs, you know, we can go for a smash. Someone has an ace here. But instead, someone's going to get healthy. I hope Poker Stud wins this hand. So, in this kind of format, we need to knock 2 more people out in order to make the money. I don't necessarily need to have all the chips. What I really want are for other people to just have no chips. So if Sick Nick could knock himself down to like 1,600 chips at the end of this hand and Poker Stud wins them all, that's fine with me. Yeah, this min bet thing couldn't be dumber. Oh, he got so lucky on the river. So lucky on the river. Alright, King 8's good enough to raise. Uh-oh, Poker Stud cold call. It's not good. King 8 suited good enough to raise. Sorry. Alright, if Sick Nick folds, we're going to play very, very passively. By that I mean we're going to bet once. I changed my mind. We have backdoor and overs and Poker Stud. He shouldn't want to play hard, but let's see. He raised Sick Nick with top pair. I guess he could have had a pocket pair there. So, you know, I'm not going to play scared. There's no reason to play really tight until we're the ones in danger and we're in the bubble. So 5 people. 5 people, you still got to battle. I don't have to battle with 8 deuce though. That's not one I have to battle with. So Poker Stud being on my left is kind of annoying. He's not saying he's strong, but he's one of the stronger players who's still at the table here. Like if Nick and blah blah were to my left, that'd be much better. Nick Coutreuse, or the tighter ones, and Poker Stud was to my right with Sick Nick. That would make it much easier for us. So this was a limped pot. Button, big blind, limp pot. Imagine this flop's pretty neutral. Probably favors the button just a touch. Poker Stud playing it pretty soft. I don't know if he thinks he's gonna ace high, deuce 8. Yeah, oh, we both had deuce 8. Alright, king queen. We have 10 bigs. I think I'm just gonna rip it in against Nick. No, you know what? I don't need to rip it in. This is a good hand. I'm calling it off, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. So that way I can continue to raise with crap hands and just fold them when they raise back. If I just ship it in with my good hands, I mean, it makes it pretty easy for them to just fold to those and raise me when I just raise. So it's a nice thing about these tournaments here is that min raise, once the blinds get to a certain level, it's apparently around here for these guys, that min raise starts to see really brutal to them because, I mean, what they got, six big blinds, so raising 2 big blinds is a big deal. So it's something you can just keep doing over. So here's an interesting spot. I'm around second in chips. That guy made a big raise. This is a pretty good hand, but I just don't need to fight him right now. King Jack gets dominated by a lot of hands. I'm not suited. You know, these guys are in much worse shape than me. I can battle them for the blinds. Like I said, Poker Stud being on my left is annoying, but as long as he doesn't repop me too many times when I go after these other guys' blinds, you know, we can we can be friends. We can navigate. Queen 8's pretty marginal. Kind of hope Sicknick raises. You know, sometimes I raise, sometimes I fold. This time I'm going to fold. I think it's like 70% raise, Queen 8 right there. Yep. Like I said, the main thing that's most important is I just need to steal the blinds every once in a while, and then as long as Nick and blah blah don't win any more pots, they're just gonna blind down. Like that's our real goal right now, is to make sure that I stay healthy enough and that Poker Stud continues to grind those guys down. Alright, so it would have been a flop we'd either win or lose a lot of chips on. Oh, 250. Picked a number. Then there's hands like this where we're just gonna, you know, I'm under the gun, that's why I'm going all in. I don't want to be out of position on this hand. Hands like this where we're just gonna ship it in and hope that we don't get busted. Good. Like I said, just need to win the blinds every now and then. Not a great hand. Huh, excellent. Hopefully he starts min betting and I can just call a bunch of times. Good. Hopefully the board doesn't get scarier. Alright, whatever. He keeps min betting, I'll keep calling. I'm going to take a little time this time though so that he doesn't think it's too easy for me to call. Ah, why wasn't that a 4? Alright, hopefully he didn't spike 2 pair, that would suck. Oh, he hit it straight on the turn. How unlucky is that? Good thing we didn't get spicy with it. He's not folding. Alright, so now we're in a bad spot. We need that. Now we actually need someone to call one of these doubles. Alright, like I said, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. This is one of the times we do. Hopefully they fold. Yep, and they did. You gotta steal those blinds at this point in the tournament. Now I have more chips than them, so if Poker Stud wasn't here, I would absolutely ship this. But he is. I don't think he's incentivized to call, but hey, alright. Alright, chatting with someone else who's looking for that stream. See if we can get the double from Sick Nick. If he hit that jack and then doesn't spike anything on us. Oh well. Still happy with winning those chips. Now, like I said, it's all about getting Nick out and blah blah. So these guys have not been shipping or raising nearly enough. So this is like your typical issue with these folks. Now, this is tough because he's very tight. King 8 is very borderline. I think he's going to be shipping aces, and he's going to be shipping, he's going to be shipping aces, pairs, decent kings. It's probably a call because he would probably ship sevens and worse. But here's the problem is it's a reasonable amount of chips here, and I don't want to be the one to help him out. Pot is 450 and it's 660 to call, so it's 700. I mean, This is very marginal. Probably I should not call this. All right, I mean, probably I should call this, but exploitatively, we're just going to fold because Nick's been so tight. We'll let him have it this one time. If he starts doing that a little more, though, I mean, it won't take many for it to be too many more. But on the other hand, if he just doesn't do that for 2 more rounds, he's back down to 900 and the chips went somewhere, you know? So at this point in the tournament, it's unfortunately, you got to play tighter than tight. It'd be nice if Poker Stud was a little more active. He should really be trying to steal these guys. 4-5 is not one we want to play, and it looks like blah blah lost his chips last hand. That's good. Alright, so it looks like blah blah's gonna get blinded out, and then I'm gonna have to maneuver to try and outlast Nick or Sick. Or one of the Nicks. Hopefully winning a hand would help. Once again, very marginal. Suited, he's on the button. I mean, he could literally be raising any two. You know, it's yeah. I gotta hit a pair or diamond here, huh? Being suited, not good enough. Same kind of setup for though. I feel like he was doing the same sort of thing with an ace. So I really just, the suitedness helps, and the fact that the blinds are a little bigger, even closer to being bigger. Alright, we're gonna be all in a lot starting next hand. Hopefully we get the folds. Alright, not a great spot. Like I said, those last ones were a little marginal. I could have folded. I think they both could go either way. I mean, as you saw, we were live, we were suited. The pot odds, I mean, 600 into 7, it was already 750. There's the ace, so that's going to get them both healthy. That's actually bad. So now they both have about half. Oh, blah blah actually has a decent number of chips now. Sick Nick's the one that just got knocked down. Okay, it's good to know. Blah blah's been playing fairly tight, so that's probably good that he has the chips. Alright, well, this is actually not bad. If we just get into a double spot. Sick Nick, I think, is much less patient than this Nick, so he may be pushing a little more frequently. What? You called with 3-6? Okay, 3-6. I know your pot odds are amazing, but still 3-6. Probably had a similar read. Wasn't that patient. Ugh, threes. Hate it. This could be our last hand, guys. We just want folds. Threes are not quite good enough, and we've seen blah blah wants to knock people out. It can hurt you. You definitely have 2 overs. We're hoping for the fold. But any pocket pair, 5-handed, with 2.5 blinds, yeah, we're all in. I mean, 2.5 blinds, so I said with the king 8, same thing. You 3 blinds or something, like you should be calling pretty much any hand in the big, which is what blah blah did there. I think if there's a hand you could fold, it might be 6-3 offsuit. Yeah, we got the fold. Wait, he's away? If he's really away, that's a disaster for him. The blinds are way too big. If he's really away, Poker Stud needs to play faster because we need to get these dead money. Come on. Look, make your decision quicker, man. Am I the one that's not connected? If somebody's away from keyboard, you need to take advantage of that, Nick. Raise or fold faster. Raise or fold faster. Raise or fold faster, blah blah. What? I don't understand what everyone's doing right now unless these guys are freaking milking this clock. That's pretty nice. Him being away like that. That kind of incentivizes me to just fold this to get... I don't understand what's taking this Nick guy so long up here. Is he playing both hands? Like, is that why it's been so stupid? What do you need extra time for pre-flop, man? He's got a marginal hand he's thinking of going all in with. Yeah, it's fine. Just go all in. So if you're gonna play these sit and goes, you should really have a better idea of what you're gonna ship it all in with. If you have to think about, like, for more than a couple seconds what you're gonna ship all in with a short stack, you should probably go and study a little. I'm only doing this because he's been pretty tight. See? It's been very tight. And that's massive. You see how many chips I just won there? Hopefully on his big I can min raise again and just get it. Because then I only have to get through the small blind and these two. And they have nothing invested. That would be amazing. So in the next hand, he's the button. He should be... Oh, this is great. The big stacks going against each other. One big stack is great. Whoa, he's at the flush draw and he's already ahead. Wow! Poker stud just got knocked out. That was a disaster. He had the second most chips. All he has to do is keep waiting. And this guy's not even awake. Let's just blind this guy out. If we blind this guy out, we're in. Just fold Nick. Just everyone fold real fast. We can blind sick Nick out. Alright, whatever. I mean, it's the same situation. We're just trying to blind him out. That's all we want to do. Just everyone fold real fast and let me win. We're just trying to get his chips. Just fold. They don't understand. The faster we fold, the faster sick Nick gets busted out. Unfortunately, I'm the one in this situation. If he makes the money because he, like, stands up to this, that would be disgusting. This is a really weird situation where he's asleep and the blinds are massive, and I do have a tiny bit more chips than him, so I should make the money before him. It's very unusual and weird. Alright, so please no one call me because he has 600. Like, really? Since he has no chips, anyone... Oh my god. Oh, I hit the ace. I was gonna say, even calling with the queens is a disaster, man, because he's gonna blind out. This guy just made the money. More or less made the money by being asleep. That's insane. This isn't the situation that happens in real life. See? And he doesn't have enough chips. See, I can't... I would fold pocket queens there. Because he's out in a hand. Blah blah should call so we can check it down, though. No, what are you doing? Just call so we can check it down. I know you have tens, but who cares? Alright, he really just made the money. That's insane. Alright, this should never have happened. The only reason I did it was because there was literally a chance. There was a chance. The reason I didn't call is because he has not shown a willingness to cooperate. Alright, cool. Hey, we made second because this guy's asleep and that guy... I mean, he had queens, but you should think about it a second longer. A lot of people don't understand. Your hands are good, but we're just trying to get third place and second place. We're not trying to actually, like losing that hand made him not make any money, whereas if he had just folded, he would be guaranteed third place. Alright, I have two big blinds. Not even. Oh, kings or sixes? Oh well. Hey, we still got second. Alright. We'll take it. Second place. Let's sign up for another one. Or actually, what time is it? You know what? That's almost an hour, and this is just a recording and not a live stream, so I think I'm actually going to call that a successful first recording session, and we'll see what happens. So it's a really interesting situation at the end where someone, you know, is away from keyboard. If your connection's not good, do not play a turbo tournament, especially sit and go, because yeah, that's a complete disaster. Everyone can literally just fold, and even in 3 rounds, you're out. I mean, the blinds were 500, 600, like that's, and there are antes, so you could have a 5, 2, yeah, you could have a stack of like 3K and it's gonna be gone in like 4 rounds or 3 rounds, like, and it's four-handed. Don't do that. And also, if you're playing like Santa, no, what was his name? Poker Stud and the other guys. I know he had queens. It's a good hand. You might be trying to win. You probably are supposed to call the hand as good as queens, but you really do need to think about it. The only reason I went all in with the ace-10 was because my chip stack was so close to his. I was confident that when he would bust on his big blind, whereas, and also you can just win your big blind. So if he wins his big blind, now I have to win mine. So I really wanted to get one more set of blinds to kind of shore up my chance of getting third. So that's one of the situations where if someone has all the chips and you really don't, you're really just trying to ladder up and get in there. And I mean, that's important if you're trying to make some money. If you're trying to make a profit playing these sit and goes, you have to cash. I mean, you got to get these little cashes, or it's no good. It's not gonna work. Okay. So what did I do? I tried two today. That's a $1.10. I got third place. No, I got second place. So $1.35. So I made a quarter. Hey, I made a half a buy-in today. So it's not bad. Two tournaments, one half buy-in. It's um, was it like 25% ROI? All right. Hopefully this sounded all right, and I can post this even though it wouldn't let me live stream today. Thanks for tuning in. Where's the button to stop?